question. First, the question is asking to find the effective annual rate of interest, and we want to find the compound for 2 years and semi-annual and continuously. First, IR is equal to 1.05, which is we use this semi-annual, means it happens twice a year. We use a power 2 minus 1 for 1.05 power 2. We used this one, how we get the answer, but minus 1 is equal to, we used 10%, we change into decimal form, we divide into 100, it will be 0.010, 1 plus I or in the interest rate is going to be this one, 1.1025 minus 1 is equal to 0.105. Finally, we change into percentage form, times 100 is 10.25%. Secondly, it's continuously. That means E of x minus 1 is equal to E x, we have 0.1 power minus 1 is equal to E power 0.1 minus 1. This a little bit elaborate how to find you into x, and to a calculator price E of x is equal to 1.105 517. Finally, IE is equal to minus 1. Finally, this we multiply this one 0.1051 is a decimal, we change into percentage times 100. It's going to be 10.52%.
Okay, so you have two formulas here, right? One semi-annually, the other one is
continuous.
Okay, so both requires different formula to calculate. Okay, again.
Yeah, because we have different time.
Okay, so for semi-annually, you have 1 plus IM, and if 10% divided by 2, that's why you have 0.05 here, okay, which is 5%.
Yeah.
Okay, and then here is the ER minus 1. So basically this is, I mean, you don't need to memorize this formula. I mean, unless during exam that the formula is not provided, then you need to know which formula to use. Okay, but at the end of the day is, here is just an example of calculating the interest, okay, on two different scenario. Okay, so requires two different formula. Okay, and of course, I think by now you should know how to use your calculator to obtain this solution here. Okay, so this is one of many examples. Okay, so this is more related to financial economics. Okay, finance economics, where the application of interest, okay, interest rate on investment, okay, will be more relevant. Okay, so you might be seeing this kind of topic, okay, maybe in your second year study here in UM. Okay, as I mentioned, we don't have much material for topic number 3, okay, because the topic is quite short. So I want to have, so we have 11 groups, okay, so thank you, Abdullahi. So I think that's it for group number 1.
Okay.
Okay, and the rest, okay, so for the other group members, okay, so you will be, you know, called upon for the next coming, for the next assignment. Okay, so can I call group number 2? Okay, group number 2. So the last time group number 2, the one who presented was Sia, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So Sia, so now, okay, can I have all group number 2 to switch on your video? So we had Sia before, and so who's taking the, who's doing it today?
Me, Doctor, me.
Siapa?
Ginseng.
276908, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me. Okay. So again, okay, I see improvement from the previous assignment. Okay, whereby you use a different, I mean, the different shades of color. And again, okay, I will not be focusing too much on the law here, on the rules, okay, how you convert. So when you do this assignment, okay, you be self-learning, okay, most of this part. And again, even I myself, I tend to forget some of the rules. Sometimes if the rules are a bit straightforward, like, you know, if you divide, if you take the ratio between two exponents, okay, so it will be minus. If you multiply, then it will be plus lah. So some of these basic things, I think you should know by heart already, okay. Some of the simple law of exponents, okay. On the log, it's a bit tricky, so you might want to refer to the book, okay, if you do forget what is the so I think this is from Tan, okay, from the Tan textbook, which is trying to solve for X, okay, so it's a bit straightforward on so okay, so this is on the compounding interest example again, okay. Annually, so this is okay, 169. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, T, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna discuss something similar to the previous group, okay? But this one, because you are doing the example is like it's not the same, right?
No, same.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So can you discuss the second? I mean, this one.
Yeah. This question, ask me to find the interest for first is annually. So we put the into the formula. P is the price, so we put with 100. 1 plus I is the percent interest, so we put 10% into the I. Is the year, so we put with 2. So 100 di- 1 plus 0.1 square, so we get 1 to 1. For the second question, semi-annually, so we have 2 part in 1 year. So we need to, the percent we need to divide by 2. So we get the 100, 1 plus 0.1 divided by 2, 2, 2, 2. So we get 100, 1 plus 0.05 4. So we get the answer 121.55. Continuously is we use the formula 100E 0.12, so we get 100E 0.2. So the answer is 122.14.
Okay, I mean, I would prefer that for, I mean, in the future, okay, and also for the next groups, whenever you discuss certain part, okay, of the example or question which I ask you to present, okay, not simply just to read, line by line or, this multiplied by this, but try to explain in terms of, okay, for example, like this one, you have three formulas to calculate to calculate the value of the return, okay, or the investment value. So annually, semi-annually, and continuous formula. So you have three different formulas to find. So here you have three different formulas, okay, annually, semi, and continuous. Okay, because at the end of the day, when we share the screen to all of the students, okay, of course you can, everyone can see the process here, okay. So, but on your side as a to present, okay, try to present it in a way that what do you understand from this particular example here, okay, which is, you have three different formulas: P1 plus I, this one over M, MT, and then this is PRT, okay. So, and then just whatever value that was given, simply plug in and then solve for the problem, okay. So, but the thing that need to be highlighted is you have three different formulas: annual, semi, and continuous, okay. So, and okay, this apply for other groups and other, for next presentation or for next week, okay. Try to maybe think for a few seconds first, okay, what do you understand? So at the end of the day, not simply getting the solution, okay, but how or what the process of getting to that solution is what I want you guys to understand when you choose this particular uh, example. I mean, of course, you divide your task according to the group members, okay, but when you compile, so every member should be able to understand, okay, the significance and the importance of this every single example that you put in. Okay, especially the applied one, not necessarily the theoretical part. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to learn, not simply every when you divide the task among the group members. Okay, and then the part that you did not prepare, you just simply read the because then it becomes a little bit straightforward and uh, how to say, it becomes a little bit monotonous because you just read, this multiplied by this, and then equals to this multiplied by this equal to that. So it's a little bit like, reading from the text here, okay. But what I would prefer is the first, give a summary of what the whole example or this one particular page is all about. Okay, what do you understand? Okay, the process, the reasons, okay, or the idea behind that particular example. Okay, T, and also others lah. Okay, not, I mean, this is also for other students. Okay, for this week, for next week, the coming weeks to come. Okay, and also maybe not only for my paper, but any other subjects that you need to present. Okay, so as me as a lecturer, okay, what we want when we ask students to present is not just necessarily to read from the text, okay, regardless whether you are physically in the classroom or doing on WebEx session like this, okay. So take a few seconds to look at the example, and I mean that's why before our class, so every group need to look back at your assignment, try to understand, every each and every part of the assignment, because this is self-learning as well. Okay, because most of the part is done by you. Okay, you prepare the notes, you prepare the assignments, okay, and then you also take part in the presentation. So it's not like a normal lectures where most of the part is done by me. Okay, so due to the online session, so, and I mean, online degree is not something new. Okay, but most people prefer the physical learning, but now we have no other choice. So learning online, it requires most of the work to be done by the students, because it's the nature of the learning process is very different from actual physical classroom learning session. Okay, so okay, thank you, T. Okay, so again, okay, so next group number 3. Okay, so in this example here, again, you have 3 different formulas. So you might not need to memorize this thing. Maybe when the time comes and you learn this topic again on that particular subject, okay, you will look at this. You will be using very much similar formula again. Okay, so but at the end of the day is how again the application of exponent okay is applied in financial economics. Okay, in calculating interest, the return on the investment. Okay, you put your money in the bank. Okay, and then you can, so group number 3. Okay, Sharul Nizam, Umi, Tan. So the last time group number 3 presented, we had siapa? Nalisa, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Nalisa, so who's doing it today?
Me, Doctor.
Siapa?
Sharul Nizam.
Charul, okay.
Doctor, can I turn off the camera because my line not too good.
Okay je, I mean we can hear you well from on this side.
But if I turn on the video, maybe my laptop will lag.
Okay, okay. Okay, so group number 2, okay, before we start on group number 3, okay, so again, just one last note here, okay. So we had the first 2 groups, group 1 and group 2, okay, we discussed on this particular return on investment formula, okay. So you have annual, semi-annual and continuous. So this is the 3 most common ways, okay. And also group number 1, just now also we had this example, okay, this is semi and continuous, okay. So this is, so again, okay, you can see how the application here is done, okay. But on the first group just now is more on the calculation of the interest rate, okay, not so much on how much if you put the money into the bank, what will be your total money after 1 year or okay after several years, okay. But this example is given you are putting 100 ringgit, okay, into the bank, okay, and given a 10% interest, okay, so and then 2 years compounded, okay. Compounded mean after 1 year, whatever money that you have in the bank, okay, will be used so the following year the dividend will be based on the first year value. So that is what compounded means, okay. So you start with 100, okay, after you finish 1 year, you get the return. So that return is added to your principal account 100, okay, and then the second year the dividend is based on the principal plus the return from the first year. So that's what compounded means lah, if you're not familiar with the term compounded. So that's why the longer you put the money in the bank or in any investment, for example, like mutual fund or ASB or any other form of investment, okay, the longer you put the money, because if you don't withdraw the money from the bank, whatever money that you get from the first year plus the dividend, okay, and then that money, the total money plus the dividend will be used to calculate your dividend for the second year. And then whatever money that you had in the bank in the second year plus all the dividend from the first year and the second year will be counted together to calculate the return on the third year and so forth. Okay, so that is what compounded means. Okay, so okay, so group number 3. Okay, let's see. Okay, again, because the nature of the notes, okay, the first part we start with the notes, okay. So on the notes parts, okay, I just want to see how you present the notes, okay, in the most interesting way. Okay, although I did not spend the time to discuss this on the theoretical part during the discussion, okay, but so this is more on my to allocate marks, the marks for your assignment. Okay, how creative you are, how, for example, the use of this bubble here that you can do in Foxit Reader. Okay, not so simple touch like this. Okay, will make the presentation okay more interesting to. Okay, so this is on exponent, right? Okay, so let us find, okay, so this is on log. Okay, so we had 2 exponents example before. Let me. Okay, I think I did mention in the previous round, okay, on the on last week, okay, if the question is, if you can type the question, I would prefer the question to be typed rather than you copy and paste. Okay, for example, like this one, you can, I mean, it doesn't really take much of the time just to type it. Okay, of course, not. I'm not saying that it's wrong. Okay, but typing it will be much, at least on the question side. Okay, maybe on the not so much on the formula. Okay, if you can type certain sections, so it doesn't look the whole page is copy and paste. Okay, from the main textbook. Okay. Okay, Charul.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, can you, so this is, I think this is a bit too, okay, can you explain on example 2 here?
Population in many third world ne? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Population. This question need us to find the increasing continually over time. A natural exponential function is needed. So this is how to calculate the. I'm sorry, sir. Calculate the population. Apa? Calculation for 1,000 people. So we put the 1,000 people at the in front of exponential. So 100 people e this one cost 0.032 is for percent for countries grow. So 20 is for year for the country. So we when we calculate that we can get the 1 million exponential square 0.664. So we What? So this is true. Alright, so if we I know if we remember if I wait so
Hmm?
wait 1,000 or 1 million.
Okay, I think
So
this example is quite simple, right? I mean, you have 1 million people.
yeah,
Okay, so it's growing at 3.2%. After 20 years, you want to know what is the total number of population after 20 years. Okay, given
yes.
the growth rate is at 3.2%. Okay, so this is if you okay, so I think if you recall from the okay, if you look at this previous group, okay, you have the PERT formula here, right? So this is very similar to this, okay? So it will be useful that if you provide the raw formula before you plug in into the, of course, you know, if you copy and paste, this is what the Scout textbook gave you, because in the previous, this is also from Scout, right? Okay, so because they had given the raw formula in the previous page, I believe. So in this one, you just simply take. They don't bother to show the raw formula again, because it was already shown in the on page 169, 170, I believe. Okay. So
Okay.
I think it's a bit confusing when you go straight to the solution here. Okay. So it will be useful maybe in the future assignments. Okay. If the example that you chose don't provide the formula. Okay. So go and find what is the formula, plug in into the solution before you provide straight the solution here. Okay, because this is basically what PERT is. Okay, P is the principal value multiplied by the exponent of R times T. Okay, R is the the
Right.
the growth value, okay, or the interest rate value, and T is
Right.
the time lah. Okay,
Yes.
so 0.033 is the interest or the growth rate value multiplied by the time 20 years. Okay, so this is what was done. I mean, this is so it will be more understandable, okay, more easy to follow if you had provided this the raw formula there. So again, okay, so this application is more on the continuous the I mean how to find the return on investment or whatever value that you plug in based on continuous formula. Okay. So you have annual, semi-annual, and continuous. So this one fall under the continuous formula. Okay. So
Alright.
of course this is on the population calculation of population. So not really directly on economics example. Okay. So but the application is still the same using the continuous formula of return on investment, PERT. Okay, group 3, okay. Okay, so can you, Sharul, okay, can you explain this one last, this one,
Which one, sir?
example 3 here.
The project population P of city is given. This is the function. The what we call it, persamaan equation.
Mm-hmm.
Where T is the number of year after 2000. Predict the population for year 2020. So P we predict the number of 2020. So 2020 we after year 2020 we minus 2000 we get 20 years. So we put 20 to into the t side. Can you hear, sir? So 2020 we minus 2000, so we can get 20. So 0.05 uh, times 20, we can get the the number of the number of project population is 271 at
Wait, wait.
two, yes
Why
sir?
this one is why this one is 2000, this one is 1990 and 2010? You want to calculate for 2020, right?
Yes.
So the number of years begin from 2000,
Yeah.
2020, yes, 20 years. But why here
Yes.
1919 to 2010?
The number. I don't know. Who who did it?
No, everyone must take the responsibility. You
I
know?
miss the
No, I mean the answer is still the same, but this one
yes,
for the year 2000 to 2020, yes, is 20 years.
20 years.
But why this one is 1990 to 2010? Of course, it's still 20 years, but
Yes.
this one the beginning is 1990. This one the beginning is 2000. One from the group member that was. So this was from the book. From the book itself, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then if it was the typo, so if you decide to choose this example, you should have corrected this thing in your presentation. Meaning, do not copy and paste directly. So you need to type the solution. Okay. So
Alright,
this is
sir.
what I mean
Sorry.
by do not simply, because of course the book also may contain some error in terms of like this one is a clear typo error. Although the answer is still correct, okay, but in terms of the value that was plugged in is not consistent lah. 2000 and then here 1990. Okay, so please be mindful whenever you copy and paste, if it is a clear typo error, so you can, I would prefer that you type it and then correct the example, because the solution is still the same as the previous one, okay, using the continuous growth formula.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but this is just a small but is the attention to detail. So whomever that not just the person who is doing this, okay, but every other member need to go through the example one by one, especially on the example solution question and answer part. Okay.
Alright,
So,
sir. Sorry.
okay, so thank you, group number 3. So okay, so we have around 15 to 20 minutes to go for group number 4. So group number 4, the last time we had Aiman, is it?
Yes, okay.
So who's doing today?
Me, okay.
Siapa?
Darren.
Darren, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. Let me go. So this is the same one, right? The typo error here. 1990, yeah. Kan, same. Okay, so if you see a clear typo error like this, okay, so again, when you know, cut and paste or copy and paste from the book, okay, so make sure you do the changes here. Okay, type it in your own word file. Okay, and then okay, again, I don't really prefer this kind of copy and paste picture here because it doesn't look that presentable. Okay, so if it looks strange and tak berapa cantik macam ni, okay, just type it, okay, rather than copy and paste because it doesn't look nice. Okay, when you have a page like this that looks very nice looking, and suddenly you jump to the next page, you have when the picture is small and when you enlarge into a image file, it becomes blurry lah, tak berapa terang. Okay, so again, okay, future assignments. Okay, so type it lah kalau lepas kamu when you copy and paste, okay, it doesn't look nice. Okay, and then just type the particular section in your assignment. Okay, on the log part, again, I'm not really I don't want to focus too much on the log, okay, although it's part of the syllabus, okay, but again, I want to focus more on the application part. So this is from which book? Okay, siapa tadi yang nak present tadi? Darren, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain your solution for question number 2 here?
Okay.
Okay, again, okay, saya lebih suka lah. I mean, I would prefer that if you can type this question. Okay, because it looks rather, because the rest of your answer are type, you type it, of course you need to type because this is question and answer. Okay, so again, it looks more nice if you had typed this question. Okay, it doesn't take long, maybe less than 5 minutes to get this question typed. Okay, so okay, Darren, can you explain how you arrive at the
So for this question to the A, the question given that the 1,300 is placed in a saving account, then it's given that the interest rate is 3.25%, which is compounded monthly. So for question A, we need to find the value of the account at the end of 3 years. So given that principal is 1,300, then interest rate is 3.25%, and we need to find the value of the account at the end of 3 years. So the formula key is 3. So the value is equal to 1,300 multiplied by 1 plus 0.0325 multiplied by, actually this is typing error, is supposed to multiply by 3. So the answer for number A is 1,426.75. Yeah. The answer.
This one is compounded on monthly basis, right?
Yes.
So what's the difference between monthly and yearly then, in terms of the formula? So this one supposed to be what, 3 years?
Yes, 3 years.
Not 2 years.
No. It's typing error.
But then the answer is correct or not correct? 138.4.5.
The answer is the answer is 1426.75.
Okay, but this the 3.25% is compounded monthly.
Yes.
So you get 3.25% on monthly basis or on yearly basis. So meaning if you want to calculate after 3 years, so 3 meaning it should be multiplied by 36 kan? Not 3, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yes. The
Every month.
T the T is supposed to be 56 because of the money. Yeah.
So this is supposed to be 36, not 3. Because yearly, this one monthly. So 3 years means 36 months lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The compounded annually is for H2B.
this is if you are doing it if compounded yearly, not compounded monthly.
Yes.
So monthly you need to convert into months, then 3 years become 36 months lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so siapa yang buat contoh ni? This example. Darren or orang lain?
My member lah.
Who? I mean, who is doing this one? Aiman, Nurul, kan? Oh, one?
Me, sir.
Siapa?
Me.
One so satu typo error lah. Yang kedua, this is supposed to be 36, okay? Because you must read the example, I mean the instructions clearly. This is monthly, so every month you get 3.25. Okay, so 3 years means 36 months lah. Okay, so this is supposed to be 36.
Yes.
Not 3. Okay, so and then the rest, the formula is apa tu? Compounded. Okay, so oops. Okay, so this one tak berapa. So this answer is so this is supposed to be 36 lah. Okay. Okay, multiply by the. Okay, how about B? Compound annually.
Yeah. For question B, it's given that the interest rate is changed to 3.5% and is compounded annually. So actually the solution also typing error. It's supposed the 0.0325 is supposed to change to 0.035. Also typing error.
But why do you need to divide by n? If you look at this formula, right, annually is simply P plus 1 plus I kuasa T kan?
Yeah.
You divide by M if you divide by, let's say, semi-annual, meaning twice a year. So the interest is divided into 2 months.
Yes.
I mean, not 2 months, 2 times a year. Okay. So if you pay 4 times a year, then divide by 4. Huh? Okay. But in terms of this one, 3.5 is given yearly. So the formula should be just a simple P multiplied by 1 plus IT, right?
Yeah.
And if you do it more than once a year, okay, meaning like twice a year. So if you given twice a year, so R over 2 lah. If you given 3 times a year, so R over 3. If you're giving it 4 times a year, so R over 4. Okay, but here 3.5%, which is 0.035. Okay. Apa tu, no need to divide by 1 lah. Okay, so just simply multiply by this. So it's supposed to be 1,300, okay, multiply by 1 plus 0.035 multiply close bracket. That
Yes.
should be 3 years lah.
Yes.
Okay, not so I don't know why you plus 1 plus 3 here. Okay, so so I think this is of course lah, I mean this example, I mean you do this on your own, right? So in terms of the correct solution, you should be following this simple approach here. Okay. This one is compounded annually. So compounded annually is this one. Okay. Annually compounded P1 plus I kuasa T. Okay. So 1,300 bracket 1 plus 0.035 close bracket T will be 3 kuasa 3 lah. Okay. So that should be the correct solution for B. Okay. So this one is not the correct solution lah. Okay, so for other group members, although this part was done by one, okay, but for other group members you need to verify, okay, check whether because the solution, question and solution, especially for topic that you might be learning this thing for the first time. Okay, so I don't expect every solution will be correct. Okay, but you know, so this is the learning process that we are what we are doing today lah. Okay. So the correct one should be this one lah. I mean the formula that you need to use, the P. You divide by M, which is how many times a year that you pay or compound the interest. Okay. Semi-annual meaning twice a year. If you pay 3 times a year, then M will be 3 lah. 1/3. I mean I/3. Okay, but continuous meaning that there is no limit on the dividend. Okay, so you use the PERT formula. Okay, but annually, if something like this, so once a year you are given the interest is compounded on yearly basis. Okay, so that is the part that need to be. I mean, first the formula is. No need to divide by n. This one, if the compound is not annual, okay, twice a year, 3 times a year, 4 times a year, not how many times a year, that will be reflected in the n lah. Okay, in the n value. Okay, twice a year or semi-annual divided by 2 lah. Okay, and the rest. So you can look at this example again. So of course I'm recording this video. Okay, so we'll okay, so go back and then check but you got the source of the book itself from Scout. Okay, so you got all the ebooks with you. Okay, so you can check the source material again. Okay, and try to understand the difference in the formula used. Okay, of course, as I mentioned earlier, okay, you will not be using or applying this concept, okay, this particular semester. Okay, but you might be learning this thing again, maybe in your next semester or maybe your second year. Okay, so no need to worry too much. But if you do forget, okay, so try to understand as much as possible, or else it's just a waste of effort. Okay, when you already learn this on your own, okay, but you don't really understand. Okay, but I think these 3 formulas given on the Scout textbook as well. Okay, annual, semi-annual, and continuous. These are the 3 basic formulas to calculate the interest. Okay, whether annual, semi-annual, or divide by how many times a year versus continuous. Okay. Okay, so maybe one last example here because that one is ada kesalahan semua. So I think this one is more straightforward, right? You just simply plug in into the formula, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so nothing complicated here, just application of exponent. Okay, Q as a function of price. Okay. Log. Okay. Okay, just one last example here. Question number 2 here. Darren?
Yes. Okay. So the question is asking about what is the cost for firm for produce Q units, and it's given that C is equals to 5Q ln Q plus 15. Then given that Q equals to 12. So in order to find the cost, we just simply substitute Q as 12 into 5 multiplied 12, then ln 12 bracket plus 15. So we find the cost, we find the value for cost, which is 164.09.
Okay, so this one is on log, right, or ln. Okay, 5Q ln Q plus 15. Okay, evaluate when Q equals to 12. So just simply ganti je kan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this one is just using your calculator to solve for I mean press the right button and tak ada apa yang nothing apa tu complicated about this lah. Okay, so Q 5 kali dengan 12 multiply by ln 12, okay, plus 15. Okay, it's a very straightforward solution. Okay, so I think okay, so my take for the first round, okay, group 1 to group 4. Okay, again the apa tu okay, overall, okay, in terms of the presentation wise, okay, I see a lot of improvements, okay, from for the first, I mean, for all groups, okay, except, okay, if you do find that the questions when you copy and paste, again, it looks very strangely looking, tak berapa cantik, when you expand, kamu kembang, when you stretch that image, the writing becomes blurry, tak berapa terang, okay, not really clear. So I will advise, okay, type the questions, okay, so that because it will look much more presentable, okay, because I think for certain textbook like Hausler, when you copy and paste, it looks very nice, okay. So at the end of the day is how the skill of copy, because if you copy and paste from the Word file, okay, so make sure before you copy and paste, you enlarge the original page from your PDF browser like Foxit, okay, because if the zoom here is if you put the zoom size very small, so when you copy and paste into the Word file, the picture will look very small as well. Okay, so if you want to, before you copy and paste, make sure that the zoom button here, you zoom as big as possible before you copy and paste. Then you can avoid some the picture become blurry like this. Okay, so this is one of the things that you can improve in the future. Okay, so I think one reason it becomes blur like this because the original, when you copy and paste from the ebook that was given to you from the PDF, okay, maybe the zoom was only at 100%. Okay, so make sure you can go up to 158% or 200%. Okay, the bigger the better, because when you copy and paste into Word, okay, and then you can shrink the file, so you can avoid gambar yang tak berapa terang-terang macam ni lah. Okay, so especially when you copy and paste certain, for example, like this one. Okay, so increase the zoom size, okay, before you copy, and then the picture will look much better when you paste into the Word file. Okay, so of course, yeah, you already submitted the assignment, okay, but this is for the third assignment, okay, that you can start to plan and prepare the materials for the upcoming third assignment, okay. So before we end our today's session, your mid-semester break is bila you all punya mid-semester break? Ingat ke? Saya pun tak ingat dah. Do you know when is your mid-semester break?
27 November.
20?
27, I think.
November or December?
November.
Wait. So your mid-semester break will be on yeah, 20. Yeah, it will be on the 27th of November, okay, until the 5th of December, which is 27th of November will be next week lah, okay. So meaning when you submit your assignment, your third assignment, okay, so the following week will be your mid-semester break lah, okay. So never mind, okay, so you have 1 week break after you submit the third assignment. Then we will continue our lecture on the following week, okay, after the mid-semester break on the 6th of December. Okay, so I'll see you next Sunday. Okay, we continue for group 5, 6, 5, 6, 7 and 8 lah. Okay, so for all the other groups, okay, so make sure that go through the assignment again. If you find any typo or wrong answer, okay, for any other, for the group member that who wish to present, okay, go through the assignment again, okay, and also check for any, try to understand every part that, especially on the solutions, question and answer. Okay, so I'll see you next Sunday, inshallah. Okay, thank you. And Assalamualaikum and good morning.